JBN, we keep you informed. Linstead driver beaten, robbed of truck on Barry Main Road. The Jamaica Constabulary Force JCF has confirmed that it is trying to apprehend the criminals who robbed the truck driver from the Linstead area of St. Catherine. The robbery reportedly took place about 10 o'clock Saturday morning, April 4, on the Barry Main Road in St. Catherine. The JCF said that two machete-wielding men ambushed the truck driver who was heading to a location to pick up bamboo. He further stated that the robbers beat the driver and took away the red Isuzu truck. The criminals also escaped with the driver's cellular phone, cash, and other personal belongings. The driver suffered injuries to his face and back. Dexter Daps remains in custody. Dancehall entertainer Dexter Daps remains in police custody. The DJ, whose given name is Louis Grandison, is being held at the Hunts Bay Police lockup. The police said Dexter Daps was arrested in connection with recent violence in the Seaview Gardens area of St. Andrew. A man was shot dead a few days ago in the community. The killing took place as a dispute between warring gangs reportedly took a deadly turn. Daps was taken into custody in Seaview Gardens yesterday by a group of heavily armed police personnel from the St. Andrew South Police Division. The artist has moved to retain the services of prominent attorney Queen's Counsel Peter Champagne as he seeks to secure his freedom. He denies wrongdoing. Dexter Daps is known for hit songs including Owner and Who Bad. That division is under a state of public emergency. $180 million to retrofit arena for COVID-19. The government is to spend $180 million to retrofit the national arena to house COVID-19 patients as preparations intensify for community spread of the disease in Jamaica. Health Minister Dr Christopher Tufton yesterday told the media that the exercise is being undertaken in collaboration with the Ministry of Culture, Gender, Entertainment and Sport. Monday, Cabinet approved the use of the National Indoor Stadium as a field hospital that can cater to up to 72 beds. We have started the work to retrofit the facility, which, when completed, will have 72 beds, monitors, and other equipment. That work is being spearheaded by the Jamaica Defence Force, Tufton said. According to the health minister, only those who are mildly affected by the disease are being eyed to be treated at the facility when completed in almost 3 weeks. Up to yesterday, Wednesday, April 8th, there were 63 confirmed cases of COVID-19 in Jamaica. The minister said the new cases are two 48-year-old women, a 26-year-old man, and a 26-year-old female. Of the 63 confirmed cases, 30 are imported, 22 import-related, and 11 are under investigation. 9 persons have recovered and have been released from isolation. Tufton said that about 3,500 people who entered Jamaica on or after March 18 have reported to the health ministry in the last 3 days. A total of 4,500 travelers have now come forward, out of about 5,400. The surge follows the government's warning that persons who did not report to the ministry could be charged for breaching the Disaster Risk Management Act. Tufton announced several public-private partnerships, one of which is an effort in which private doctors will treat patients with chronic illnesses like diabetes and hypertension who would normally be treated at clinics and other public health facilities. Additionally, the health ministry will be donating 100,000 N95 masks to private entities. In regard to the N95 masks, we recognize there is a supply shortage and have therefore invested US $2.2 million to secure these masks, Tufton said, while disclosing that some 500,000 masks arrived in the island recently. Veteran farm workers staying put until US COVID crisis passes. 74-year-old Roy Burns has been picking apples in Vermont for nearly 40 years. But while the United States seasonal agricultural program has been beneficial to him and his family, he will not report for work this year, at least not until the threat of COVID-19 recedes. I am due to leave Jamaica in July, but if the conditions don't improve with this terrible disease, I won't be going anywhere, said Burns, who hails from Sherwood Content in Trelawney. Burns has built his life out of traveling to the U.S. to work, but acknowledges that the opportunity presents a huge risk at this time when novel coronavirus cases in America near 400,000 and deaths approach 13,000. Just last week, several Jamaican farm workers left Jamaica for the COVID-19 afflicted United States and Canada after agreeing in a signed document that if they are infected by the deadly virus, the government of Jamaica will not be liable. I understand the situation they are in because most of us, when we are out here, we don't work, and some have kids and families to maintain, so them take the chance. But I'm afraid of this thing. I'll have to wait until it is gone, said Burns, who was honored by the Ministry of Labour and Social Security in January for his devotion to the program. While noting that his employers have treated him well in the past, Burns said that he has never been offered insurance. Taking that risk now amid a global pandemic would leave him on a wing and a prayer, he admits. Then provide the workers with accommodations. But sometimes you have 8 persons in a space, and if you are lucky, you might get an apartment to share with another worker, Burns said. If you get injured on the job, you'll get something. Like if you fall off the ladder while you pick the apple, then we take care of you. But otherwise, you have nothing to get. Gebers Farms, a leading producer of apples, pears, and cherries, is located in the state of Washington. It has been employing Jamaicans for years. Jeremiah Knight, Counsel for Public Affairs at the U.S. Embassy in Kingston, said that provisions were made under the Federal Patient Protection and Affordable Care Act for H-2A visa holders to enroll in qualified health plans. Depending on income level, they may also be eligible for federal tax credits to reduce the monthly premium and cost-sharing reductions to help lower the cost of healthcare services, Knight said. Additionally, a reliable source who has been close to negotiations between U.S. farms and successive governments said that the structure was different within the 53-year-old Seasonal Agricultural Workers Program in Canada, where daily deductions are made from workers' wages to fund insurance and other benefits. What I will say is that several attempts have been made across different administrations, but it comes to a point when it becomes a contractual arrangement between the employer and the worker, the source said. Some private schools might close for good. Some local private schools that were forced to close their doors because of the COVID-19 pandemic may never reopen after the viral plague ends unless they receive government subventions to plug funding deficits. Dr. Faithlin Wilson, president of the Jamaica Independent Schools Association, gave the grim forecast on Monday in the aftermath of last week's talks with officials from the Ministry of Education regarding funding and access to online teaching platforms for private institutions. We have had interactions with the Ministry of Education and they have yielded some benefits, but those do not include any kind of cash injection. Our greatest cost is the cost of paying our teachers, and at some schools it's more than 70% of the overall fee intake, Wilson said. Without financial support from the MOE, Christopher Graham, vice president and the principal of Phoenix Academy in Kingston, said that if the closure is prolonged, they might have no choice but to cease operations. The government ordered all schools to be closed for 14 days beginning March 13. To reduce the spread of COVID-19, Jamaica has recorded 63 infections and 4 deaths. The shutdown has since been extended until the end of Easter. Graham surmises that the fiscal cliff might cause teachers to be furloughed. But the bigger issue for us is that we may very well be one of the first fatalities of this epidemic, he said, just like businesses that may go under. Even if school reopens in September, there's no guarantee we will retain all our parents or that our parents are going to be in a position within a given term to pay fees. Wilson said that the anecdotal canvassing of some of the 150 members of the organization, which represent about 27% of private schools, indicated the majority were either struggling to stay afloat or would have to shut up for good. That is the basis of their plea to the government for a fiscal line beyond the measures in the stimulus package. For Consuelo Ricketts, principal of the St. James-based Eagles Wings Proprietary School, her biggest challenge is providing adequate online schooling and bill payment. Not all of the children have computers at home, so we have to settle for WhatsApp, although it's been going well. We also have light bills and water bills to pay. But as long as the students are learning, that's the part that is important, said Ricketts. JBN, we keep you informed. Please remember, subscribe, like, share, leave us a comment, and click the notification bell to receive our daily news items.